Many of us have experienced a loved one dealing with dementia. Today, first-time author Elizabeth Murray is here to talk about her experience in her book, Holding On to Mamie, My Mother, Dementia, and Me.
I really started writing after my mother was moved into a nursing home, and I started cleaning out her house. And I found notes that she had written, and these notes were everywhere. There were mounds of paper on every surface, every cupboard, every table. There were mounds of paper and notes, and all of those notes were in my mom's handwriting, and they were all about me, all claiming that I had done terrible, horrible things. Or said terrible, horrible things, none of which I had said or done. And the things that were written in the notes weren't that much different than what my mom had been saying to me over the past several years. But somehow seeing them in writing really hit home and really hurt me. And so I started writing my book, initially not as a book, but as a way of me to, I don't know, seek redemption, I guess, to prove to myself that I wasn't this terrible, awful person that my mother had recorded in her notes, and that we did have a close and loving relationship.
Now, Sherry, what is Rose Cottage Visiting Volunteers?
Rose Cottage Visiting Volunteers is the community hospice in West Niagara. We've been in the catchment for over 32 years. We provide a visiting volunteer service to people that have life-limiting or palliative care needs, living in their own home or their care facilities.
Now, we're talking about dementia today. Are your volunteers trained to deal with people at the end of life with dementia?
Yes, they are. They've taken dementia courses through the Alzheimer Society of Niagara. This particular program that we're at today is a collaborative program with Rose Cottage Visiting Volunteers and the Alzheimer's of Niagara. We joined collaboration and partnership to provide this drop-in on the first and third Thursday of every month, so that some of our clients that may be suffering or needing support through visiting volunteer or stimulation through the Alzheimer's program, through their Brainwave Cafe, is provided here on those days.
Now, Tina, why do you think books like Elizabeth Murray's are important?
Well, those shared lived experiences are very important for other families. You can imagine the devastation for a family of someone that doesn't necessarily recognize you or doesn't trust you anymore, calls you names. So those are some of the things that are unique to this disease in the later stages. So having sort of that peer support, knowing what maybe you can expect, and that it is the disease. It's not the person anymore, it is the disease. So it can certainly be beneficial to all involved.
What do you want people to get from the book?
I think I want people to understand that they aren't alone going through their journey with a loved one with dementia. And I want them to understand and highlight some of the darker signs of dementia that people don't like to talk about that much, but that hurt so much, the anger and the paranoia, that it's really hard not to take personally as a caregiver. And so it's those kind of symptoms that we don't talk about as much because they aren't as easy to deal with.
It's important when dealing with dementia to understand the signs and learn how to handle the changes. The Alzheimer's Society of Niagara and books like Elizabeth Murray's are here to help. In Grimsby, reporting for The Source, I'm Brenda Schultz.